What is up, guys? So, Cenk Uygur, he's been making the rounds of every right-winger he can get his hands on, trying to spin that horrible debate he had with Kyle and Krystal. Taking clips from that debate, trying to, oh, please like me, from any right-winger who will give him the time of day. But this video is truly something special because Cenk has been going into these little right-wing MAGA PR sessions with prepared questions. Oh, you're anti-war. Oh, you're not a liar. You know, trying to lead them into supporting his hypothesis. But inadvertently, this guy just completely let the cat out of the bag with an offhand comment that blew up in Cenk's face. And this guy also wins the award for strangest outfit. So the punking is well worth the watch. Before we get into it, I do want to thank everybody for your continued support, all the new members, and to remind you, I have moved my streaming to YouTube. So I am live 7 days a week. Sign up for those noties, and please join the Discord. It's down in the description. That's where you get noties on everything. Again, thank you. Thank you so much, guys. We're building something truly spectacular. All right, let's get into it.
Before the election, right-wing podcaster, and we had a debate about whether it should be Trump or not. Want to check back in with him and see how that's going and what he thinks so far. Jessie on Fire is his show. Jessie, welcome back, brother.
What's up, dude? I'm not right-wing, dude. I don't fall into categories. I'm just a person who says things on the internet.
Okay, fair enough. But you voted for Trump, right?
I did vote for Trump, though, yeah.
Dude, what is this guy, bro? Dude, look at this. Dude, these guys are definitely going out for a beer after this interview, bro. Oh, Lordy. There's going to be some double talk. Oh, will you join me for double talk? Dude, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. Dude,
right. What is this Wayne Newton shit that he's wearing? Yeah, look at this outfit, bro. What the fuck? John Cena let himself go to shit? Dude, John Cena, like, without the good looks, bro. If John Cena had, like, one less good-looking gene, right? If John Cena's mom had had sex with Johnny Cash's mechanic, this was going to be the end result. Dollar store Cena. Oh, shit, that's what it is, dude. Oh, my God, dude. They have the same nose, bro. Dude, this guy, I mean, I'm hoping he's going to say something like, you know, my grandma passed away last week, and this was her favorite sweater. So I'm wearing this in honor of my grandma.
How do you think he's doing so far?
I mean, honestly, for me, at any point, if you ask me how's leadership in the country doing, I would always tell you it's a mixed bag. I would say I feel like 1,000 times more comfortable with the direction of the country than I did 4 years ago. I just think that, like, I mean, you have to ask. I feel like there's so much going on that to answer kind of high level is challenging because it's like, I mean, which part?
Yeah, because Trump just creates chaos, bro. That's the point. You voted for this guy that is going to create so much chaos that, like, most shit's not going to get done, and the rest of us are going to ride a roller coaster of bullshit and lies for like 4 years until nobody even knows what the goddamn truth is anymore. Right? We're all going to be so exhausted, like somebody followed us around with tiny ball peen hammers, just slamming our nuts 24/7. You wake up and you're like, God damn, just quit hammering my nuts for like 2 fucking seconds, please. Right? Dude, this guy, dude, is like, I think this is The Hobbit, bro. But it's the chaos, bro. The fucking chaos is like, it's just too much.
What are we talking about? We just bombed another country, which I certainly didn't vote for. But, you know, I guess now you kind of look at what, you know, what's the outcome going to be, still to be determined if that's a good thing, bad thing. The immigration thing, I just heard today that he's talking about taking away birthright citizenship, which I definitely don't agree with.
Dude, so why'd this guy vote for him, bro? Like, taking away birthright citizenship was literally the centerpiece of Trump's entire campaign. Like, why did this guy vote for him? Right? He doesn't like the birthright citizenship thing, why did you vote for Trump? That's his number one, all immigrants gone, take away birthright citizenship, like encourage white birth, replacement theory. That's his entire fucking campaign, bro.
So I had those concerns. Apparently you had those concerns. So let me ask you what your red line is, Jesse. So far, if it turns out this is all that happened and he gets this ceasefire and Iran and Israel don't ever hit each other again, do you have a red line? Is it boots on the ground? What else would happen where you go, oh, no, this is not the anti-war thing that I signed up for?
Oh, that would be a big problem if we started deploying troops. But I don't think he's going to do that. But yeah, I mean, certainly if we started deploying troops in the Middle East, I'm not one of these guys that is going to make my opinions based on which politician is telling me what we're doing. I definitely do not think we should have troops on the ground in a new war in the Middle East. That would be a big problem for me. But
yeah, dude, I agree. This sweater right here is the red line, bro. Although I'm gonna go and say this: anybody who would wear this sweater doesn't have a red line. Okay, let's be honest. Anyone who wears this sweater publicly on a live broadcast does not have a red line. Okay, there is no red line to be had by this guy, dude.
Unless he did that, it's just kind of all hypotheticals. I just don't think he would do that. But yeah, that would be certainly. I wouldn't even say that there's necessarily a red line that exists because I wouldn't have supported him bombing them in the first place. But apparently, he knew what he was doing.
See, right there. Homie here just gave it away. Dollar store John Cena just gave up the gist. He said there's not even a red line because he wouldn't have voted for bombing in the first place, but apparently Trump knew what he was doing. And that's the rub right there. That is the MAGA rub. It doesn't even matter if Trump crosses their red lines because they will somehow assume that Trump knew what he was doing. Always. They always default to that Trump is like this supreme being, that they are now like bowing down to. And what's crazy to me is how anyone looks at Donald Trump, this man who can't even answer a simple question without a 3-minute weave, but they think he always knows what he's doing. The mental illness. I don't even know what to say.
Did you see the video of those bunker busters that went straight down that ventilation pipe? I saw that yesterday and I was like, at least at some point we could just everybody said.
Dude, this guy is just mesmerized by the destructive power of bombs. I don't know, man. That shit just doesn't impress me. It like breaks my heart to see that shit.
Everything aside and just marvel at what humans are capable of in terms of.
Yeah, imagine, let's just marvel at like how humans will drive by the homeless every day and they can't fix that or they won't do anything to that. When a homeless guy walks by their car with like 3 fingers, they just put their head down and drive away. But they'll make a bomb that can go down a ventilation shaft and just cause carnage. A bomb that will just shred fucking human beings. Like, is it just me to find that sickening that we as human beings, there are human beings like this guy who his nuts swell up and he gets so filled with just awe at like the sheer destructive power of these bombs. But like, then they go and they drive over a protester with their car, right? Because, you don't want to protest the killing of a black man by a police officer. But man, when that bomb goes down the ventilation chute, it's like the Death Star. It was like watching Star Wars again in real life. Right? What a fucking weirdo, bro.
So I want to ask you a little bit more about Trump in a second, but I'm going to play you a clip here from, so I went on a
dude, he's going to play him Kyle Kulinski's
show, and
here he goes.
We're going to have a conversation like this. Hey, where are you at? Where am I at? And kind of a debate broke out, right? I'm not doing this like as a
dude, he's like, a debate broke out. Dude, Cenk, when you went and talked to Kyle and Krystal, your very first statement at the very beginning of the show, right, was, I don't even know what planet you guys are on or whatever. Remember? He's like, oh, yeah, I just got to see if you guys are even living in reality. Like, gee, I wonder why you had a fight, Janky. I wonder why you had a debate. He is trying so hard to, like, here, I'm going to show you this Kyle Kulinski clip. Please tell me that I'm right. Please tell me I was right and that Kyle was wrong. Please tell me that guy's bad and that I'm good.
Or anything, because I don't know what you're going to say about it. So Kyle Kulinski is an old ally. We agree on a great number of policy issues. I think almost all the policy issues. But he has a certain view, and a lot of people on the left do, of MAGA. And you're an interesting cat because you're saying you're not even a right-wing podcaster, right? And you just make it, but you did vote for Trump. So I just want to run the clip and then get your view of how the right wing sees it, because Kyle and I are not in the right wing, right? We didn't vote for Trump. So I'm curious what you make of this. Let's actually play the second clip of the hosts and the voters. Let's watch that.
You're saying it's all fake, and you think that all these right-wing hosts are not actually anti-war, that this is, but they've been telling their audience now for months that the war is a terrible. Let me ask the question, and that the war is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. And how would that strategy work? So they get their audience totally against the war, then they capitulate to Trump.
Then they would make up an excuse. Oh, but we discovered there was a bomb. Oh, we discovered a network of secret uranium enrichment.
Tell you how that strategy works.
How did that help them be pro-war?
Let me explain. Let me explain how that strategy works.
My answer to your question is yes, by the way. In 99% of cases, they are just lying, and they'll go and suck Trump off again.
So
that's a real disagreement.
They postured as anti-war because they thought it was a good electoral strategy. So now they have some track record laid of claiming that Trump is the pro-peace candidate, blah, blah, blah.
And why was it a good strategy? Because their voters are anti-war.
No, why was it a good strategy? Because people like you, Cenk Uygur, and them painted Kamala Harris and the Cheneys as the warmongers. So you're like, oh my God, Kamala Harris is hanging out with Liz Cheney. That's Dick Cheney's daughter. There's gonna be war. So Trump was like, oh, I'm the guy who's not war, and the Democrats are war. And let's forget about the wars in the last 70 years that all these Republicans fucking threw the whole kitchen sink into. Like, goddamn, bro, it wasn't about their voters. Their voters voted for Trump because they want to put trans people and immigrants in jail. They want to say the goddamn N-word, right? They don't give a fuck about the war. They're just anti-war because Trump was saying he's anti-war because Kamala was war. And then the minute they change, they will go get right behind Trump and say the same goddamn thing. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. You like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.